Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you. I want to thank God for this opportunity to give you a message or two, and I hope it resonates for you. So let's begin by reading out of the Bible. And I'm on 2 Chronicles 7, the dedication of the temple. When Solomon finished praying, fire came down from heaven and consumed the burnt offerings and the sacrifices, and the glory of the Lord filled the temple. The priests could not enter the temple of the Lord because the glory of the Lord filled it. When all the Israelites saw the fire coming down and the glory of the Lord above the temple, they knelt on the pavement with their faces to the ground, and they worshipped and gave thanks to the Lord, saying, He is good, His love endures forever. Then the king and all the people offered sacrifices before the Lord, and King Solomon offered a sacrifice of 22,000 head of cattle and 120,000 sheep and goats. So the king and all the people dedicated the temple of God. The priests took their positions, as did the Levites, with the Lord's musical instruments, which King David had made for praising the Lord, and which were used when he gave thanks, saying, His love endures forever. Opposite the Levites, the priests blew their trumpets, and all the Israel were standing. Solomon consecrated the middle part of the courtyard in front of the temple of the Lord, and there he offered burnt offerings and the fat of the fellowship offerings, because the bronze altar he had made could not hold the burnt offerings, the grain offerings, and the fat portions. So Solomon observed the festival at the time for 7 days, and all Israel with him, a vast assembly, people from Lebo Hamath to the Wadi of Egypt. On the 8th day they held an assembly, for they had celebrated the dedication of the altar for 7 days, and the festival for 7 days more. On the 23rd day of the 7th month he sent the people to their homes, joyful and glad in heart for the good things the Lord had done for David and Solomon and for his people Israel. Okay. So next we will do the Miracle Now card. And it says, I can release ancient pain simply by feeling it. So that card tells me that some of us have old wounds that we've put in a backpack, put in the shed, stuffed it down, whatever it may be. And it's a self-affirmation that it's okay to feel those feelings again so that you can find some wisdom out of it. You can learn from whatever situations are that you've stuffed down. So I can relate with this in many ways. I started writing my autobiography, and I got to the point where my mother passed away. And that was, when I was like 12. It took me about, once I got to that point, it took me about a year to even go there. And once I decided I just need to do it, there were times where, probably I bawled like a little baby, but it was worth every minute of it to kind of find balance in the situation. And now I see why things happen the way they do. It's God's plan, and it's not God's plan to per se hurt me. It's God's plan to release my mother from a life that she really possibly felt that wasn't worth living. And she felt like, I believe that she's done her job here. She raised her kids. She had 11. 2 of them died when they were either firstborn or, well, one was born and only lived a month, and the other one was stillborn. And after that, she lived 67 to 74. After the second child was stillborn, she lived 74 to, or 67 to 74, so that's 7 years. She stayed with us another 7 years, and I believe she was really heartbroken over the children that she lost, as well as just maybe life in general. The idea that she gave too much of her energy. She didn't, I'm sure in some ways she did stand in her power, but she was so busy giving all her love, what she could give, and it just wasn't enough because she wasn't getting that much back in return. And I don't know, maybe I'm talking out of turn, but I'm just letting you know that if you have those things that are deep inside, those things will always come back and haunt you. Those things that are eating at you when you think about it, that tear you up. You have to release yourself of the blame, whether it's yourself or someone else. You have to release the hurt. Maybe that person, you can go to them, hey, what happened 6 months ago, I'm sorry I acted that way. Saying sorry is a hard thing, but sometimes you can just do it, right? But if you don't feel like you can, for whatever reason, maybe that person has moved away and you lost their telephone number, and but it still bothers you, then you just put it to the Lord. God, forgive me for this, I'm sorry I did this, and I'll do my best to never try to do it again. And you move forward. Now, if someone's done something bad to you, dear God, I feel this certain way because this happened to me. And I don't want to live in a victim mentality. So I take this burden and I give it to you. And then you can just let it go, right? So it's going to be different for everybody. Like I said, those are just a couple examples, and how you can go through the process and release. And I was blessed to have some time to get through a lot of the pain this past 6 years. So I'm still working on myself, but I feel like I'm on my way to really healing, and healing is a forever thing. So I've committed to myself to heal myself so I don't hurt anybody else in the future. And what else? So I wanted to thank you guys for being here again. Without you, there's no reason for me to be here. So thanks for supporting me by viewing the channel and everything, the postings, and I hope that you find value in it, okay? So moving forward, we got one message from the Mermaid Message, and we have Go with the Flow. Go with the flow. So I guess that can go in maybe one or two different ways, possibly. I'm not sure. Let's read it. Let go and go with the flow. You'll get where you need to be when you surrender and trust in the natural flow of life. This mermaid wants you to know that life can be more fun when you go with the flow. She's allowing herself to be carried along by the currents of the sea. She has a total trust in the ocean to take her to wherever her destiny may lead. When we push against the flow, it can feel very tiring. This card tells us to simply surrender to the flow of life. It's about trust, trusting in your destiny and knowing that everything happens at exactly the right time. So try releasing any attachment to a particular outcome and allow life to take you in the right direction. Going with the flow means you spend less energy forcing things to happen. When we fully trust in our destiny, we know on a deeper level that what is meant for us won't pass us by. Is there a situation in your life in which things aren't going as smoothly as you wish? If not yourself, then perhaps someone close to you is experiencing an uphill struggle where every move they make has the opposite effect of what they wish to happen. If this rings true, then this card serves as a reminder telling you to surrender to the flow of life and allow the pieces to float perfectly into place without any struggle or force. Whatever your query, the answer is simply to go with the flow. This doesn't mean you're giving up or are defeated, rather that your lack of resistance will bring you a sense of freedom and completion. So forcing a situation would be if you like somebody, right, and you've already announced it. Maybe you announced it to the whole world. Maybe you announced it to that person that you felt special him or special her, right? And you don't get an answer. You kind of wonder, well, is he or she not answering because they just don't care? Or is he or she not answering because they just don't know what to say because of whatever happened in the past? You can think, does he or she not answer because they don't want to admit their role in that falling out? There's many things that it could be, but sometimes you just have to let it be. And, if you're meant to have a friendship, a relationship, whatever, if you just let it be, then it's either going to drift off and just be a memory. And you have to accept that. You have to surrender to that possibility, no matter how much you care about that person. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So you really can't hold on to, well, I'm waiting for it to happen. You just have to keep living your life the best that you can. And unfortunately, sometimes if you really feel like you love someone and it's not being reciprocated back, it's another painful time that you have to go through to release it. Then there's the other side of it where, you're holding on to faith, you're holding on to hope that things will change, but you can never persist on, they might take it as you're begging. Who wants to be a beggar? I know I don't, I'm just saying that you put it out there and you have to decipher for yourself through your heart. Is this really for me, or was this meant to be just a lesson? Again, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you, but you can't hold your life up waiting for that answer. You got to keep moving in your direction, not in the direction of trying to reconcile where you can't even get an answer. You just have to keep moving in the direction that you're headed. And if you've been at a stagnant time for a period, it's time for you to, go start an early day, get your shower, get your house clean, run your errands, and then have some free time and just go sit down at the beach on a nice day and, try to think about your life, your personal life, not about it could have been like this, or if he or she comes back, then we can do this. Because, and energetically as well, if that person's not ready and you're speaking words about how it's going to be, how good it's going to be, that person is energetically just going to run away from the situation. and that person, he or she, will just keep running. They'll just keep going in the opposite direction that you want them to go. So you really have to just release it all, and it'll be a very healing time for you. So someone needed to hear that, so I just thought I'd put that out there for you. So now we have the Tattoo Tarot. So I did my pre-shuffles, but I'm going to shuffle a little bit more and then do my cuts, and then I'm going to go right off the top. And Spirit, what messages do you want the collective to receive today? You know, like for me, at this point, I just feel like I've committed myself to God, and whatever God has for me is what He has for me, and I just want to stay faithful to Him, and, you know, just keep moving down my path and keep learning. So, you know, as I said quite a few times, I've been studying tarot for 6 years. This is like 6 years now. Really paying attention and trying to decipher. So as a reader on YouTube, I'm very new, and I haven't really been doing any readings for people in person. I try to, if someone has a situation, I just try to kind of read into their energy, and I try to just give my best advice. So that part I've been doing for many years, and amazingly it's worked out. And I really couldn't figure out why people were calling me. I had a girlfriend who, she was a few years younger than me, but she started a family way earlier than I did. And she called me one day and she said, you know, she has a son and a daughter. The son's older. And she said, you know, we took Steve out of private school, and now he's acting up, and he's doing this and he's doing that in the regular school, and he just doesn't seem happy. And I said, maybe he's upset that you took him out. And I said, maybe you should just talk to him and say, hey, you know, are you upset? Do you want us to send you back to private school? And just be straight up. But I think her and her husband just decided, oh, you know, we're just going to put him back in then. And she called me later. Oh, he's changed. He's doing so much better. You know, and then I've had girlfriends ask me about their significant other, and I don't know, I just have my own set of rules. Like, once I leave, I never go back. You know, I'm talking about a serious relationship, right? It's one thing, kind of, sort of. I'm really not sure, because I haven't dated since I got out of this marriage of 16 years, and we knew each other 2 years before we got married. So 18 years of my life I was tied up with this one person that I was trying to work it out with. But I don't know, I think even if I was dating, I don't know how many chances I would give that person. I don't know if it'd be like, well, I mean, I guess I'd have certain rules, you know, that make me feel comfortable, and then I would ask him what his special rules are. And I don't really have any special rules. I want love, honor, trust, faithfulness, you know, even give and take, just the regular stuff, like the regular, I don't know, like grandma and grandpa relationship, because I see that there are long relationships, but not, you know, put it this way, I have 37 first cousins, including my siblings, and I would say, marriage-wise, I would say only a small portion, very small portion are like either happily married or have a longevity. Everybody else, maybe it's just the time where people don't put up with things, and, you know, love is supposed to be no matter what, but some no matter what's like being unfaithful is, you know, that's an automatic cutoff to me. So, okay, so now that I'm done chatting along. My shuffles, I'm going to end it now. I'm going to do my cuts. A couple more down the center. And then I'm going to begin. Okay, so bottom is the 4 of coins. That's inheritance. So for me, you know, God spoke to me and he said, if you leave that situation and you get on this path that I want you to get on, I will restore all the years that you lost. And I will open doors that you've never seen open before. And, well, I'll be 62 this year, and most people think I'm like between 38 and 42. And the doors that have opened have given me the freedom to do the readings, and given me the time to do my studies, and just honoring my ancestors, honoring God is to me the greatest way to live. So let me move forward. Come on, get up here. Come, get up here. My dog wants my attention now, just like a little kid, right? As soon as you get on the phone, they want your attention. Okay, so Spirit, we have the 7 of Swords. Is that like cunningness? Is that like you have the skill, but you have to use it for the right reason? Let me look it up, read it for you. Yes, cunning, skillfulness and determination that needs to be used for the right purpose. Considering escape from an imprisoning situation. Manipulation that tends to backfire. Watch your back. Change of heart. Treachery. So, regarding the 7 of Swords, apparently, you know, maybe someone got a message. Someone is paying attention to their intuition. Someone's listening to their gut feeling, and they're trying to figure out how to get out so that they can meet God's request and receive the heavenly inheritance. On the other hand, it could be someone who knows that someone wants to escape from being imprisoned with that person, and they're trying to be also cunning and skillfulness and determined, but using it for the selfish, the self-righteous person. Like they just don't want that person to go. People should be able to, you know, be free to come and go. And I don't mean, you know, you go out Friday night and you sleep around and you come home at 4 o'clock the next day, and then you just continue living in that relationship, unless you have an open relationship. So for me, that's not me. So that's why I said that. But when you want to leave, I don't really have any rights to hold you back. You are an individual. You know where the door is. Don't let it hit you in the ass on the way out. And just know that when you go, you're gone. Okay? Next we have the Strength. Okay, again, this can go 2 ways regarding this. Someone's trying to use their strength in the wrong way to keep you, and you're using your strength in the right way for yourself, putting yourself first. But let me read it to you because I just want to make sure you're clear on the definition. Fortitude, resilience, strength of mind, courage, resolve, confidence, integrity, moral victory, spiritual rectitude, endurance, energy, action, vitality, power, force. I guess in the negative it could be violence, abuse of power, disgrace, impotence. Next we have the 6 of Wands. So whoever you are, if it's not you, it's for someone else, I already explained these two, how they can go. And again, this can go either way. The person who's not using this in the right way is using their strength, so they could have victory to keep you there or keep someone you know there. As well as if it's you or someone else, you are trying to be cunning and use your strength so that you could have victory. So it's a matter of who's going to win. Who's going to win this situation? Because someone loses when one wants to walk away. The guy or girl who's walking away, that really truly is a loss of some sort, but you lose codependency to have independence and the freedom to make choices for yourself. Okay, so Six of Wands is a type of victory. Let me read that to you. Good news, well-earned victory, hopes and expectations fulfilled. Public honor, success that builds future success. Honest discussion needed where there has been doubt or apprehension. So upside down would be everything opposite of that. So it kind of feels like it's going to go the right way, right? It's going to go the way that it's supposed to go. You know, he's using this. Well, first we should go with this card. The inheritance. In order for him or her to receive this spiritual inheritance, they have to like almost move in silence, know what they're doing, and they're doing it for the right reason. They're gathering their strength so they can have victory. So then they can be independent, and God can work on them solely as they had agreed to once. You know, to get that, you have to agree with God that you are going to do what he asks you to. You're going to pay attention to his calling, his request, the things that he wants you to do on your path. You already have a special path if you have an inheritance waiting for you. Next, we have the Empress. Okay, so this could be the Empress who's done all this. Or it could be, this is a guy, because a guy, right? And a girl. So put the energies where they belong. Maybe that's part of his inheritance, to have the woman of his dreams that is everything that all women envy. To get his inheritance, to get victory. Or it could be, this is the status that she becomes. So if you put this energy where it goes or how it fits in your story. We'll just say she because it's ending up in a she. So the other way it could go is she has the inheritance that she's seeking, right? She's seeking that. And she could all go through all of this so that she can become that. Okay, so the Empress is all the queens put in one. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with your exterior looks. It has to do with your spiritual, Of course, being being beautiful on the exterior is in the eye of the beholder. But you could be like for me, I've always said I was like a 7 or 8. And I'd never say I'm a 10 because I think whoever says they are a 10 is really actually kind of full of themselves, and they're boasting. And when you say you're a 10, you're lacking something because you can't, no one is perfect. So you could be a beautiful face, a beautiful body, but maybe your mind's a little bit off, or you could have all of that and then maybe your spirit's a little bit off. You know, God creates everybody imperfectly perfect. So the Queen, feminine power, matriarch, mother, fertility, pleasure, luxury, beauty, success, initiative, evolution, movement, marriage, wealth, over-attachment, domestic upheaval, delay, lack of creativity, waste. So I would say those other ones, domestic upheaval, delay, lack of creativity, waste, is if she's upside down. So she could be a very nice person, have everything that people want, but don't press her buttons, right? That's another way I look at that. Okay, next we have the Knight of Cups. So I'm kind of feeling like the original story is more correct. Somebody wants their inheritance, so they're fighting to get out of a situation they feel bound to, because that's really what they want. So he's only a knight, so he might be younger or just less immature, or less mature, I'm sorry. So they're both looking at each other. So that's significant. So again, they could be, he could be less mature, or he could be younger, or he could be both. And again, you got to put the energy where it belongs. The Knight of Cups, is he a messenger? Okay, he is advancing, arriving, coming on board. Reception, reconciliation, proposition, invitation, financial opportunity or windfall, often through a visitor. Imagination, visitor, or imagination, vision, and passion. Could be cunning, artifice, or fraudulent. So I would say if that was upside down, he could have those negative traits. Next, we have the Seven of Cups. Now, this could be either one of them, right? They could be saying, let's just give it to him. I mean, you've got to put it where it belongs, so I don't have to keep reversing it. Boy, girl kind of thing. We'll have to see what the next card says, because this Seven of Cups usually means he wants to, try a whole bunch of different flavors, right? And it could be, different women, different, there's white, there's black, there's Asian, there's Hawaiian, there's whatever, Dominican, Republican. Yeah, it could be that. So he's trying, but since it's behind him, I tend to say that, well, it's actually coming up next, but it is behind him. He's not looking at that. He's looking at her. So this can go two ways. He thinks that he's going to try her out. He's going to test her like he tested all the other ones. But right now, she's all he's looking at, because there's no other court cards facing the other way, or no other ladies facing the other way in the way that he's facing. Next, we have the Six of Cups. So now it's as if he's maybe not releasing some others that are actually in his path still. So he wants to test her out to see how she's going to fit in his game. At the same time, The Six of Cups is being nostalgic, so maybe it's someone he knew from the past. Or it could be, you know, maybe he prayed for her and he's realizing, Six of Cups is usually nostalgic, so it's someone from the past. I kind of feel like somebody could have dreamt this person up, and, you know, they've tried a whole bunch. Maybe they haven't let them go, but he wants to go back to this to figure out if there's anything worth picking up. The Chariot is an indication of moving, right? Moving quickly to go where it is that he wants to go. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's the Knight of Cups who also is moving. Okay, so are these two different people, or has he decided, is this the same person? I want to believe it's the same person. So I don't think that he's let go of other obligations. He's been thinking about her from the past, so he must have known her. And now he's deciding that I'm going to get on the Chariot and I'm going to go, as well as this card is a movement card for love. Next we have the Nine of Coins, and that may also be part of his inheritance. So not only is God going to bless him as he moves, to get that Empress, she's looking that way, waiting. So it's going to have, you know, that's between them, as well as the Seven of Cups. So intellectually or intuitively, she knows that possibly he hasn't let whatever go, because there's 7 cups in here too. And she understands that, you know, maybe because he's younger or a little less mature, he's not exactly sure where it's going to go, but he's going to go for it because he believes in his heart that he can have the love and he can have the Nine of Coins. Stop. I'm going to give you a bath right now. Okay, sorry about the interruption. So now we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords could be someone who's trying to stop him, or he could be taking on that energy. Where is he? He's taking on the energy, saying, I'm going to protect what this is. I'm not going to let anybody tell me what I can or cannot have. I'm going to make my own choices. I've said my piece, and possibly at that point he's like, all those other ones really don't mean anything to me. I'm going to defend what is mine, and I'm going to defend it for all the right reasons. So the opposite way could be that this person has this attachment that he's releasing or she's releasing, and this person's coming back and saying, no, no, no. So it's going to be different in everyone's cases. Whatever resonates for you, put it where it fits, okay? Next we have the Star. Again, it could go either way. This could be the one that's trying to hold back the whole union that's from the past, that had too many things going on, that they couldn't actually come together, and they broke off however way they did. But it's very possible that both the Empress and the King, the Knight of Cups, you know, they could be energetically connecting, and they could be sharing a lot of time in the 5D about how they feel about each other. So, could be, I always say on this deck that she looks like she's fed up. She wants to pour out. She doesn't look like she's very happy. So, the Star, male or female, this one could be defending what was said, and he could be saying it to her, or see what other way. Or this person, male or female, could be looking at the Star and saying, I don't want you to go. I don't want to stop what we have going on. No matter how hard it is, we got to stay and keep working it out. Again, this is just a general reading. You have to learn how to discern exactly what your situation is. And I say that because I would hate for you to look at this reading and say, well, she said, so I need to do this to, you know, to react this way, you know, and have you understand that this is a general reading and it has two sides to the story, which means you have to discern your situation. Okay? Next we have the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Wheel of Fortune, that talks about an ending of a cycle, a new beginning. You know, when you got together with someone, possibly, right, you were on the up. The wheel started turning and you guys couldn't balance out, right? And it got just unfair, and it got to where you guys we're not getting along, we're not seeing eye to eye. So when things are up, you appreciate it. When things are down, it gets really tough. Do you stay or do you go? But the Wheel of Fortune says it's the end of a cycle, and once you end the cycle, then you start moving up for that. So I think it's important for me to read out of the book exactly the Wheel of Fortune. Cycles of life, destiny, a new cycle, evolution through progression, advancement, success, manifestation, unexpected events, sudden luck, a godsend, ups and downs, one person's loss, another one's gain. Okay, that's sort of like if it's a third party and two women or two men, however it goes in your story, we'll just say it's two women. If they're both vying for this guy's attention, and then he makes a choice, someone's going to lose and someone's going to win. But sometimes winning is losing and losing is winning. I don't know if you've seen that movie, White Men Can't Jump, when what's her name, Perez, tells that story about the whole kind of karma thing. It's kind of interesting, but sometimes winning is losing, sometimes losing is winning. So if it's a guy in the middle, he's losing what he had, or what he thought he had, or whatever it is. Maybe it was a relationship, a real relationship. Maybe it was a relationship that it kind of dipped in and dipped out, both of them. But and maybe he made a choice. I'm tired of that life. I want the real thing. So when he loses the one that's in and out all the time, that's not really a solid relationship, he does have a loss of losing that person. But then he also wins because he actually gets what he really wants in the end, when he follows his gut feeling and he knows that he's made an agreement to get on the path. The path of righteousness, the path of telling his story, the path of helping other people come out of the dark, explaining just what kind of dark situation he has been, possibly in his whole life. I don't know. So, let's see. We are 46 minutes in. Someone said, can I keep the readings to 45 minutes? Anyways, I told him I would try, but like every reading's different, and I don't want to end it too late or too early. But let me just pull 3 cards and we'll see what they are, and then we'll just end it after that, okay? Unless there might be another answer that we need, possibly. Okay, High Priestess. Okay. In this particular reading, this is a particular reading for someone in particular. How do you like that? Okay. So, the Empress is not only the Empress is also the High Priestess. She's already been told how everything's going to go, so she's living her life. Sometimes she questions herself. Well, is it really going to happen the way God tells me? Like, am I really going to get this inheritance? Am I really going to get to have this wonderful life that God's promised me when he promised me if I walk out of that situation and I take a leap of faith and I have faith in God? Is it really going to happen? She's already been told probably, maybe 50 times already. Although she really knows her human side, her mind side, her, it could be other people sending her these negative messages in her brain, and she thinks it's her saying, oh no, he's not the one for you. Oh, just walk away. So that could be a very good possibility why this union hasn't taken place, but she really knows. So she sits kind of quietly and she does her thing while her twin flame or her soulmate is wondering, how come she's so happy without me? How come she's so happy without me and I'm so miserable? Because she's already been told by God that this is how it's going to be. She's already told him, this was written in the stars. I'm not kidding. It was written in the stars. We're cut off the same cloth. And you're supposed to be with me, and we're supposed to do this thing. and very frankly, I'm not even sure I'm using the right word. He probably thought, he probably looked down at her like, this woman's crazy. Like, where are these words coming from? And it was not belief, but now he's believing everything that she said. Okay, next is the Fool. So see, God says pick 3 more cards. He's going to take the leap of faith. And he's probably going to be a little bit mad at her because even though he was told and he didn't believe, that it was just like, oh my God, here I've been miserable and I've been knowing not what to do. And we've been having this in and out where you say to come and then the next week you say, I hate you, I don't want you. go away. And then you call me back another week later. I'm sorry, I do love you. I do want this. So you see, that's a lot of energetic input from other people and from your own mind. Your own mind can be self-sabotaging. So he's saying, heck with this. I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm going for what I want. And the last card is the Ace of Wands. A man shows his love by his actions. Okay? Whether it's whether you're doing dishes and he's coming up behind you and hugging you while you're trying to, wash silverware and plates, and he's probably like trying to kiss on your neck and stuff, and holding you tight. The men are from Mars and women are from Venus. But I think these two people, really, this is for both of them. They match equally. So he's going to match her energy, and her energy is going to match his energy. And whatever he's short of, she's got plenty. And whatever she's short of, he's got plenty. So this is supposed to be a relationship, a long-lasting relationship. They're supposed to tell their story. Through telling their story, through sharing what they've gone through in the spiritual warfare, God's going to bless them with a 9 of coins, with the 6 of cups, with the passion that's, this fire will never burn out. Okay, so whoever you are that asked for a 45-minute reading, this is 51. Anyways, it's actually 51. I want to do an angel number. Let's just go with 5155, because I just saw that. Actually, the time is 11:34. That's the right way to do it. We'll go with the 11:34 angel number. Thank you, God, for this reading. I hope it reaches the people, the person, whatever, who needs to hear this. And, I'm a lover of love. Okay. Angel number. Let's see. I kind of like that scribe lady. Here she is. Angel number 1134 is a blend of vibrations of number 1 appearing doubled, amplifying its influence with the attributes of number 3 and energies of number 4. Number 1 encourages initiative, instinct, and intuition, self-leadership and assertiveness, new beginning, and taking a fresh approach. It also relates to motivation, striving forward, and progress, and reminds us that we create our own realities by our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Number 1s appearing together relate to the karmic number 11. Master teacher number 11 relates to the principles of spiritual awakening and enlightenment, illuminating high energy, creative idealism, inspiration and intuition, self-expression and sensitivity. Master number 11 tells us that to connect with our higher selves is to know, live, and serve our soul mission and life purpose. Number 3 resonates with the energy, growth, expansion, and the principles of increased self-confidence, spontaneity, self-expression, encouragement, and assistance, and enhancement of your natural talents and skills. Number 3 also indicates that the ascended masters are around you, assisting when asked. They help you to focus on the divine spark within yourself and others, and assist with manifesting your desires. Number 4 resonates with practicality and application, hard work and responsibility, traditional values, honesty and integrity, inner wisdom and diligence and determination to achieve goals. Number 4 also relates to our drive, passion, and purpose. Angel number 1134 is a message from your angels that you are being supported, encouraged, loved, and surrounded by your angels and the ascended masters. Give any negative fears, doubts, and worries to your angels to transmute and heal, and trust that you are on the right path in your life. Step forward boldly and trust that your determination, hard work, and efforts will have long-term benefits in your life and in the lives of others. Your angels empower you to live and serve your soul mission with passion and purpose. Angel number 1134 asks you to put some extra focus and efforts towards your creative endeavors to ensure that you manifest long-term rewards on all levels. If you have been considering a new direction or beginning a new project or venture, now would be a most auspicious time to make a move in that direction. Trust that the work you do today will bring benefits to your life in the future. Okay. So, everybody, let's put our hands together. Oh, well, I wish I knew like a little cheerleader, I could tell you. I tried out for cheerleading when I was in junior high school, but I was too shy. Anyways, thanks for sharing your time with me. I appreciate all of you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And sending you love, peace, happiness, all the goods, okay? And let's see. We'll see you on the next time. Love you. Aloha.